It's confusing to me too because I don't know how you could pull that off.
I don't know. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Let's do an exercise.
Good.
Push-ups, sit-ups. Yeah.
Give everyone a few minutes to get on.
Sit-ups like this.
Hi, this is Nikki.
Hi, Nikki.
Hang on, somebody give me a call when I got to the ring. You call back.
Sorry. That was supposed to go in my headphones. My 16-year-old took our car to a hockey game, so it's his first drive
Oh, jeez.
independently. So I'm like, call me when you get there.
I can't even imagine.
Mm-hmm. This is a whole new journey. So I posted that ad.
Oh, the mom's ad?
I did, and
Okay.
I'm getting some good hits. I also got a woman who just got over chemo
Okay.
and is going through a divorce, so money is tight right now, but she wants to lose like 150 pounds, so I can't,
Whoa.
I can't send her away saying, sorry, if you don't have any money, I can't help you. So I think
Yeah.
that what I'm going to do is give her 4 of my Shakeology packs
Okay.
and put her in my 7-day cleanse
Yeah.
just to form that bond.
Okay. I think that's a really good idea. I mean, and I've had people too where they just couldn't swing it. And I get it. Like, not everyone can just overcome the money thing if they really truly don't have money to do it. You can't do anything about it. So I always just always touch base with them too and just send them, like, if you come across something like a new recipe to try or just little things to let you know that you're still thinking about them and that you still want to help them, goes a long way. And it will help form that relationship too, along with doing that 7-day cleanse with you and, offering those Shakeology packets. That's a really nice idea.
And I think
Just
that with
make sure
tax
that
season coming.
is she going through chemo right now?
No, she's done. She has one transfusion blood transfusion that she's gonna do to get her blood count back up after the chemo, but she's completely done with chemo.
Okay, because sometimes with all the vitamins and stuff, you just have to be careful with some of the chemo drugs.
So maybe should I have her run it past?
Yeah, I would
Lori
definitely
Merrill?
have her run it past just in case.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that.
That's the only thing, because her body's probably so weak right now that I would just worry about.
Well, I think she's been done for. I'll ask. I actually told her that we're gonna talk on the phone tomorrow. It's easier for me to talk directly with people that have situations instead of texting and messaging.
Yeah.
So we'll see what her situation is. How long do you think she should? Like, how long after chemo do you think she should wait? I mean, obviously we'll ask her doctor, but
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like a total.
I would just say, it's best to consult your doctor on it overall. Like, even if you have some knowledge of it, even like with people that are pregnant, I just say, please run it by your doctor first. I'm like, because my doctor okayed it, but doesn't mean that their doctor is going to. So, and her doctor will know her pretty well at this point, I'm assuming. So,
Okay.
I would recommend doing that. And then it saves you too from giving her, you should be able to do it. And then she does it and it backfires or something. So.
Right. Okay. So maybe what I'll do is put her in the cleansing, the 7-day cleanse, but we'll just skip the Shakeology for now, and I'll just explain to her, like, talk to your doctor, let me know, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
There's a Dear Doctor letter in the back office too that I found, and I forwarded it to someone who was just asking about it because she's nursing. So it gives all the ingredients so that the doctor doesn't have to be like, what is it? And she doesn't have to try to guess what's in it.
Okay. Is that under the Shakeology tab?
It's under, I'll have to look it up. I think
Okay.
it was under products and tools or something. I found it somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it's like training and products, maybe.
Yes.
It'll say, it's under Shakeology and then it'll say Dear Doctor.
Okay, I'll look for it.
Yeah, that would be a good thing to send with her too. Definitely. That's awesome though that she reached out to you, and like that's a pretty big goal for her to have, and if you can help her with that, that's going to be awesome.
I know. I was pretty excited that, I mean, it was a really nice emotional bond right away.
Yeah, absolutely. That's really cool.
Now if I could just get the other people that are sitting in limbo and not signing up to go for it, will be good. There's
Yeah.
like 4 of them.
At least, I mean, I don't want to say it, but at least there's still a good chunk of the month left. But it's like, I just want to like everything to happen now. Like I'm just getting really like,
Week 1 is gone.
Short month.
yeah, exactly. And with the cup month too, and I'm trying to keep my husband's, like him stable in his business, so I have to keep backfilling, and I don't want to give him Success Club points, but I have to, and I'm just like, dang it! And I'm messing up. Let's see. I know a couple people messaged me, but I haven't had a chance to check them.
It was funny, the first thing she said was, I would like more information. How much is it?
That's, yeah.
So, you know what I did? You know that link that somebody posted, I don't know if it was you or Leah, it was a guy that was telling you how to run your like page, and he said when you get things like that, you just respond with, oh my gosh, hello, it's so nice to meet you.
Yeah.
And then it kind of throws them all off, and it totally worked. It was awesome.
I also too, like if you're in like the middle of a conversation and someone is like, okay, well, how much does this cost? I always just say, like, if I have to say the price, I will, but I always lead with, well, the pro or the challenge group is free with the purchase of the challenge pack, which includes, and then I'll run through everything that the challenge pack includes. So I kind of word it differently, but that helps too, to not like shock them with the price immediately and then follow up with what it includes. I just do it backwards. And it helps. I mean, you'll still get people that are like, okay, well, what's the price though? And then you
Right.
But at least they know the benefits up front.
Sorry if you do it. It's your turn now.
I think I got a message from Sheila. I don't think she's going to be on the call. And then Cassie said she's going to be late, so she might be hopping on, but I know we have our team call right after this too, so anyway. How's everyone doing with Success Club overall? I know, does everyone have some points on the board? I think everyone does at this point.
Yeah, I think I maybe have 2.
That's good. That's good. Break the ice, get those 2, and then keep it rolling.
Yeah.
And I got 4 today.
I did.
Ooh.
Whatever, Amanda.
15 minutes.
We have the luxury of being able to chat at work over IM, so she was keeping me in the loop.
I have a question. I had someone ask me about the 21-day fix, like when they should reduce their calorie amount. Like, how much weight do you lose until you reduce your calorie amount? And I just said make sure you go through all 21 days and then reassess your weight and then reassess it from there.
I mean, if they complete the program and they're losing weight throughout the program, I wouldn't adjust anything.
Okay.
Typically what I tell people is when they plateau, like if they go a few weeks where nothing is budging and they're still doing everything right, then I guess I would adjust from there. But a lot of times too, it means they might need more food, because if they're building more muscle, they kind of have to trial and error with it a little bit. But
Okay.
I always just say wait till you hit a plateau. If it's working, don't mess it up in the meantime.
Okay.
Is there a set amount that anyone who's nursing should increase? Because I think I saw Tara post about it, and I was going to ask her, but I didn't know. Because the girl I just signed up is nursing, and I'm like, oh, that's right. I think you're supposed to add some.
Yeah, they generally say to add like an extra 300 or so calories, 300 to 500 calories when you're nursing. Everyone's kind of different with that too, and that might be something she'll just have to really watch, like her milk supply, and make sure she's getting in enough water either way. But if she's going to add more, I always say to add more protein or like veggies, because that shouldn't, I mean, she'll still be great either way. So.
She said she was counting calories now, and she said she was doing 1,700, which I thought, she's kind of a smaller person, like me, so I was kind of like, I think mine's 1,400 or something, so it seems like a lot, but then I think 1,300, that's probably about what she should stay at.
Okay. Yeah, that seems right then. And she'll just, I mean, with nursing, it's kind of hard because, like I said, everybody's so different with it, and some people are affected by dropping their calories and some aren't. So she might just have to just watch it. Does everyone have a like page set up?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing mine this week, I promise.
Better.
Well, don't feel bad because, like, I don't know if you follow, no, I can't think of her name. She's like a really top coach at this point. Oh, Jacqueline Stokes. Like, she just made a like page in the last, like, few months. So, don't feel bad. It does help, though, when you want to grow your market and reach out to beyond your personal page, but yeah.
I'm ready to grow my personal page too. Like I need to really get on the ball and start messaging people I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of what I started doing with this mom's ad, is that if people commented or liked my post on it, I would comment in like the comments of my post and just tag them all and say, hey, I'm adding you as a friend, so when I message you, like you'll get it directly and not have it go to your other mailbox. So that way, like I probably added 20 people on the last like day, just from doing that. And nobody was like, don't do that, or no one like declined my request. They all accepted, and it was just kind of nice to add them either way, even if they don't do anything. So
did you have any problems with the group administrators at all?
No, and I know a couple people did, but I posted in Buy and Sell, I think Weston Schofield or something like that, and then I also did Stuff for Sale in Wausau. And I didn't have any issues, but I don't know if maybe once they started seeing multiple coaches doing it, that's when they said something, but I didn't get anything.
I didn't either, not yet. And typically they'll just delete it instead of saying anything to you. So,
well, I know Jen Ekdahl did it, and she got like a message from this woman, and it's so weird because the woman that messaged her and said like, you need to make a business page and blah blah blah, you can't be doing this, was one that commented on my post and said she was interested. So I was like, how is she like messing with me? So we'll see.
Well, some of those ladies get a little bit crazy.
Well, that's why I said, like, she might just be crazy. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh boy. I have a question about a rollover challenger.
Okay.
She is she was in the first group that I had added challengers to, and she is going to continue doing her 21-day fix program.
Okay.
So she wants to be continually rolled over. Which group, is there like a specific amount of people that you guys want in the group? Do I put her in one that's already existing, or do I wait until one starts? What's the best way to do that?
I generally wait till the next one starts. Like if it just got over this week for her, or Sunday of this last week, I would roll her over into the next one that starts. Just because then she's starting at the same time as everyone else in the group, and she won't feel like she's just kind of jumping in the middle of, a group that's already been formed, and, she might be able to build relationships within the group better that way if everyone's starting at once. So I do it that way.
like add her to whatever one, put her on the list for whatever one is going to start on Sunday or Monday?
Yep. On
13th.
Monday.
Okay.
And you can let her know too, to say, hey, you know, the information that you're going to get is going to be very similar to what you already got, but the whole point is to keep you accountable. So you can use these groups for as long as you want. And she'll still get new information just from other people asking questions and stuff, but like the
I think she just wants it for the accountability. Like she likes to go in and post every day what she's eating.
Yeah, and that's totally fine. She can roll over as many times as she wants.
Okay.
I had a lady roll over like 5 times. She just kept on going, and it's awesome.
That's awesome.
You know, it keeps them accountable, and it's just pretty cool.
It's easy for me to keep track of them too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like what they're up to, and
yeah.
Maybe eventually she'll want to be a coach then.
And
I think she will be. Actually, she's actually mentioned it a couple times, so she's
absolutely
really good at it. I think that's why she's continuing to roll over, just to keep watching and then keep posting. And
yeah, that's someone I would for sure reach out to, especially if she's had good results too. Just say, man, you're like really killing it in this group. You're doing awesome. You post every day. Like you're really inspiring, and just kind of lead the convo from there. That's,
I've already planted that seed.
Yeah, challenge groups, honestly, like the best place to find coaches, because they get inspired by their own weight loss and motivated, and they just want to help people. So keep an eye out for those in your groups. That's why we have to kind of, and I think one of the questions from Leah's team was she wanted to talk about challenge groups. I don't think she's going to be on the calls tonight, but just because there's some that go so well and people interact and they're posting and everyone's involved, and then there's some that are just like dead. And I don't know really what makes the two groups different, if it's the people in them, if it's the coaches, or if it's, I don't know what it is, but I want to talk about that tonight too, but I think I'm going to wait till everyone's on at 8:30. But if you've noticed things that have worked for you in groups, or that where you seem like you get a lot of feedback from it, or any ideas to spruce them up, we should definitely try them out.
I think it helps for the challenge groups. Like I always have to check in with my people, because like they might not read day one, so they don't know for sure to post, or you know what I mean. So, and even though I tell them.
Yeah, and that's the thing I kind of started doing, and I'm not that consistent with it yet, just because I haven't made it a habit, but is to just tag my challengers in each pin post. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of that extra, like, hey, check this out. And then if they see their tag, then it kind of makes them feel obligated to like comment or like say something. So that might be an idea too. And even like, just don't be afraid to just like post in the group. Just say, hey, you know, Carissa, how's everything going? I haven't heard from you in a while. You know, that's definitely fine in the groups too. Just see how people are doing. And if they're not responding, then, you know, personal messages always work. But you don't want to be a slave to your mailbox either 24/7, because they're relying on those versus the actual support of the group. So. Did everyone see that? I know Amanda and Rachel saw it, but the Monday night webinar, that free one that I talked about, I have a feeling it's going to be awesome. I signed up for one with, it's like Steve McDonald, I think is his name. He had one with Brandy Botts and explained like how she basically like grew her success in her teams, and it was awesome. It was, I wish I could have listened to it again, because it was so full of information and so helpful. So I'm assuming this one's going to be the same way. But the whole 14 points in 14 days sounds really nice. So I think we should all try to get on that call. Because I don't think that one will be recorded, like where we can go back and access it later. So the other Monday night calls will be. So if you can pick and choose and can do one at that time, I would choose that one.
That's next week, Monday, right?
Yeah, and I think it's at 7:30,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. I think it said like 5:30 Pacific time, so I think that's 7:30 our time. Hi, Cassie. Hi, Lori.
Sorry, I'm moving around so much here. I'm trying. I just got home about an hour ago, so I'm stuff done.
I hear ya.
It is so windy outside.
Is it?
Yeah, it's horrible by us too.
Well, it's supposed to be like 1 below tonight. Like, it was so nice today, and now it's going to just get freezing.
Yeah.
Gross. I'm so ready for summer. It's not even funny. Anyone have any questions as far as like the Coach Basics groups goes, or other things they've come across this week?
This is Nikki. I've got a question.
Yeah.
So, on my like page, someone had private messaged me, said that they were interested, and we kind of started a conversation.
Okay.
And then I didn't hear from her for 4 days or so, 3 or 4 days. And then when I was on Facebook last night, I saw that she liked someone else had posted that they were going to start a challenge group for 21 Day Fix, and she commented like, hey, I might be interested in this. And I was like, hey, we've been talking about this and you told me you didn't have time for it.
Yeah.
Which is totally fine, and maybe we're just not clicking. And so I reached back out and was just like, hey, just wanted to follow up, and we had been talking about some other things in our conversation anyways.
Yeah.
And she just reiterated back that she didn't have time for it. So how, I'm certainly not saying that since I reached out before, because I don't know that for a fact.
Yeah.
But how do you normally handle a situation like that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess, the fact that you're following up with her and keeping the conversation going is really all you can do at this point, because you can't obviously force her to like do the group with you or, something like that. And maybe,
right.
And I mean, if she initially showed interest with you, she might just be doing the same thing with this other person too, and then won't follow through with it. But
yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah, that's kind of.
It's just a little bit frustrating, You're like, gosh, I've put in this time in these conversations, and then.
Well, and if it doesn't work out for this Monday's group, I always just, for people like that are either like on the fence or just kind of wishy-washy about it, I'll just follow up like a week before like the next challenge group starts and just say, hey, I've got a couple spots open in this group. I know you were kind of interested in the past. Wanted to let you know that I would offer you this spot if you're ready for it, and kind of go about it.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just to kind of back off a little and not feel, because that's always my biggest risk. Really pushy, and I don't want to be pushy or I don't want to be aggressive about it.
Yeah. And some people just, they might want to do it, but they might just be scared to, and they're just like in their mind not ready to commit to something like that because of many different reasons. And sometimes it just takes like a few times of being like, hey, I'm here for you. Like, you can join if you'd like, then one day they might just be like, okay, I'm ready. So it's just, keep in touch, and obviously you can't force them to do it, but if, no might not mean no forever. It just might be no right now. So.
Right.
That's point. A tough one, though. That would be frustrating. Just hear commenting on someone else and be like, what the hell?
Yeah. It's like, I mean, that's okay. If she feels comfortable with somebody else and she's still doing it, that's great. It really is.
Right.
But,
Yeah. I've had that happen a couple times, too, even with, like, coaches that have been wanting to sign up as a coach, where we've talked for like months and we've gone back and forth, and then they sign up as a coach with someone else, and I'm just like, oh my God, what happened here? But it always comes back around, so.
Yeah.
Just keep plugging away.
That's true.
Do you have any other things that have come up with you, Nikki? I know you kind of just started, so is everything going okay so far?
I mean, I think it's going fine. When I start something, I expect to see results right away, and so I'm probably harder on myself than I really should be at the get-go. But, you know, I don't have any challengers yet, but I'm talking to a handful of people.
Okay.
I feel like all those, so like that was that situation, and then I've got a gal that's really interested in the workouts but does not want to do Shakeology, so she's done it before and she thinks it tastes like metal.
Okay.
And, you know, we've had some, I was like, did you try it this way? Have you done it this way? These are some of my recipes. And she's like, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. I know. And then I've got a gal I work with who thinks she wants to do the Shakeology but is not interested in any of the workout programs at all. She's like, nope, I love what I do right now.
Okay.
I always see you with the shake in the morning. You always look so good. And so I feel, I mean, I'm definitely not defeated, but I'm just like, everybody that has reached back out is like, yeah, but, and only wants like a piece of it.
Yeah. Well, with the girl that just wants Shakeology, you could always offer her like the 3-day refresh, because that comes with a month of Shakeology, and then like the first 3 days, it's just like kind of like a cleanse just to kind of boost your weight loss or kickstart a healthy diet. And then you still get a month of shakes with it, and it's like $10 more, I think, than Shakeology alone. So that's a way to swing it. But like even with the 21-day fix, I know you said she's loving her workouts already and doesn't want any, but the 21-day fix challenge pack that comes with 30 days of Shakeology is only $10 more than Shakeology alone too. So she could get a program for $10. Even if she doesn't want it, you could always like give her the $10 and buy it from her and use it as like a giveaway, or you know, there's just different things you can do to get her to get a challenge pack, which she would still be paying the same amount of money for shakes. Give her the $10, and then you could have the 21-day fix to raffle off, or, you know, give as a gift.
I never thought about that.
It's just an option. I mean, it doesn't always work out that way, but if it's someone that's like really into Shakeology, it's so worth it for them just to get like a challenge pack for whatever is $140 that month, because you get a fitness program for $10 then.
Right. Yeah, I'll chat with her about that.
Yeah, and that otherwise, like the 3-day refresh is good too. If she's just like, no, I'm not doing that, the 3-day refresh is a good option too.
Okay. I haven't really looked much into the 3-day refresh. I don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah,
but definitely will.
Yeah, check it out on your website. If you go under challenge packs, it's a challenge pack. If you just click on it, there should be a video too that you can watch. Okay. It'll give you a little bit of background on it. And then also too, like in your back office, do you know how to access that? Like to see like your Success Club points and all that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There's that tab up top that says, I think, training, like products and training.
Okay.
On there, and there's an overview of every single thing we offer too, and like how to talk about it, and just different talking points that you can use.
Okay. Good. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, there's a lot in the back office I still don't even know about, so it's just one of those.
Yeah, that place is overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. I'm still a little kind of, I don't know. I use what I have to, and then I kind of get out, which is not the way to go. Like there's so much back there. But don't get discouraged. I know it's easy to in the beginning because, you know, like you said, you want things to happen like right away, and especially if you're putting in the work. But, you know, it takes a little bit to build momentum. But when people consistently see you like posting about working out and drinking Shakeology, and you're talking to people, you'll start building momentum, and then you'll start seeing people finally be like, all right, I'm ready, or, you know, joining your challenge groups, and it just gets better and better from there. So don't get discouraged.
I believe you guys. You guys have all done it, so I'm sure I'm not the only one that has felt that way at some point in time.
Yeah, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks, my paycheck was $0 when I started. So just keep that in mind. It was a slow start, but, you know, it definitely starts building up after that.
Okay.
Devin,
Yeah.
I am struggling with responding to these people where you lead into where it costs. I don't really know when you do that. Like, when is a good time to, because I have some people that aren't even asking about cost. They're just kind of asking about, all right, what is it that you do? How does this work? And then that's all. I can do all that. But then where do you say, by the way, the program's $140? Like, I don't want to side swipe them.
Yeah, what I do is, you know, I'll kind of explain the program and the challenge group and what it all includes. And then at the end of that, I just say, do you think you could benefit from a group like this? You know, just kind of leave it with a question so they have to respond back. You know, they should anyway.
Okay.
And they're always most likely going to say yes, I mean, overall. And then once they say yes, I say, all right, well, you know, the next step to join is to fill out your free Beachbody profile. So you can send them your link and they can sign up through you just for a free account, just to ensure that you're their coach. I have a website that I go off of. Alyssa put it together for the 21-day fix. It's just like a step-by-step conversation she's put together. Which you can tweak it to apply it for other stuff too, but it'll kind of break it down in there. But once you send them that link for them to sign up as a free coach or a free site or profile under you, have them let you know when they're done. And then once they're done, say, all right, you know, great, that's awesome. The next step here, if you do have an application that you use, or do you just have people sign up through your site? Because I know some coaches prefer to have them fill out an application for the group and do that whole thing.
I have a Wufoo document, but I also have been using the mobile app.
Okay.
To sign people up.
Okay.
Because a lot of times, like, the application is very repetitive for me because I always ask all those crazy questions to begin with, like, what are your goals? Why do you want to lose weight? Where do you see yourself in 6 months? That kind of thing. So then if I send them my Wufoo document, it's kind of the same.
Okay. And that's totally fine. Like, I know I use it sometimes. I don't always use it, but just kind of wherever it applies. But if you don't send them an application at that point, you can just say, all right, well, the next steps to sign up are this. And I'll just send them the link to buy the challenge pack. Like, I'll send them my little thing that I posted in our group of, like, how to sign up as a preferred customer, and they can save all this. I'll just send them that without even telling them the price. Because if they see it, like, I've had people just do it. They don't even, like, say a word about it. But if they come back and just say, you know, if they ask about the price or how much is this going to cost, then you can let them know from there. But, you know, if they don't ask about it and you've kind of outlined, like, you know, you need to purchase a challenge pack, you know, get to be in my group for free, and they kind of know they have to buy something, it might just be better.
Right off the bat, tell them that it's a Beachbody thing. Like, when you say, or do you just lead with the program information? It's called 21-day fix. Yeah. It includes blah, 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 blah.
I basically just say, like, when I'm talking to them and they've kind of told me a little bit about what their goals are, I just say, you know, based off of what you said, or, you know, whatever they say, I just kind of mention, like, hey, have you heard about the 21-day fix? It's a program that we're using for my next group. I just think it would be perfect for you. You know, it comes with really short workouts. You sound like a busy person, so that might be convenient for you to work out from home. And just kind of, like, based off of what they've said, make it tie into that program and how they could benefit from it. And I don't necessarily say it's from Beachbody. I just say, like, have you heard of the 21-day fix? And go from there. And if they haven't, I just explain what the program is. But I don't say, you know, it's through Beachbody. But you can. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's usually the way my conversations go.
Okay.
But I'm going to actually post that link right now so I don't forget that Alyssa together, because it's really nice. Like, it's just kind of a outline of how to go about the conversation in a organized manner, I guess.
To have a flow.
Yeah. I think some more people joined. Megan and Allison. Hello. just posted that, so. How's everybody else doing this week? You know, we had a couple people just join. Christy's on. Hello.
Hello.
I was messaging with Leah, and she was saying how challenge groups has kind of been the topic of conversation this week with a lot of people and people having questions. And I kind of mentioned it before a few of you got on, but just, you know, how some groups are really working really well. People are posting, they're involved, and then some are just like dead air. Like it's only coaches posting in them. You get no interaction with the challengers, and things are just kind of stale. I just want to talk a little bit about that just to see if we can bounce some ideas off each other to see how we can spruce some of those challenge groups up and maybe offer some tips to keep challengers engaged. Are any of you in groups right now that seem to be falling a little flat?
Yeah, the Lean and Clean group that just finished was really slow at the very end. And then the one that we have right now, Love Your Body,
Yeah.
that kind of is losing participation.
Okay.
As well.
I think, and this is just a simple thing, and I mentioned it a little earlier. I don't know if you were on, Cassie, but when I have challengers in groups and like we're going through and pinning posts daily, I've been lately just kind of trying to tag my challengers in those posts so that I know for sure they will see them. I think sometimes too, a lot of challengers might just get overwhelmed with all the notifications they get from the group in general, that they might just lose who's doing what and where they should post and what they should post. That I feel like if I tag them in something, it might be better for them just to kind of see the information that they for sure need to see and then go from there. But, you know, a thing too to keep in mind is if you have a challenger and they're not posting for a couple days, just shoot them a message and see how things are going. A lot of times they're just busy and they mean to be posting and they're still doing the challenge, but they just haven't checked in, and that's fine. But it just lets them know too that you're still thinking about them and want to support them. And, you know, they signed up to do this with you. So it's like, we got to make sure that we're keeping them on track and accountable, because that's the whole point of the group. So that helps too.
Do you as a coach ever lose track of what group your people are in?
I did in the beginning because I felt like I was in 100 groups. Like, you know, that overwhelming feeling of like, oh my God, like how am I ever going to keep up with this?
Yeah, because I just got done. Well, I've got the February coach basics. I just got done with the Lean and Clean for January 5th. And I have the lose your love handles and Love Your Body.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I don't even know who's in what group anymore.
What I do, and if this helps, is I write down like the challenge group and when it starts, like the name of it. And then I do it on like notebook paper, but I'll write down who my challengers are in that group. And, you know, the groups generally go about 4 weeks. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of mark down, like, you know, try to check in twice a week and make sure they're posting. I mean, I'll comment on other people's stuff, but like twice or 2 to 3 times a week, I'll just like search their name in the group and it'll actually pull up all of their posts. So you can see when their most recent one is, and then just only comment on your challengers stuff just to start. Because at least then you know that you're hitting your challengers, you're supporting the people that signed up through you so that you don't get lost with everyone else's stuff. Obviously, if you have time, go through and comment on other challengers and support them too. But the main thing is to focus on like your people off the bat, just so that you know for sure that they're getting that contact with you. And then you can also see if they haven't posted for a few days and then message them from there. But I just write it all down on a piece of paper and then put little check marks by it and with a little date when I checked in with them. It just helps because, like you said, it is hard to keep track who's in what and who signed up for this, and you know, it just gets to be overwhelming. So that can help. I don't know. I wish I was more organized with like computer documents, but I just have paper everywhere. So there might be a better way to do it, but I just write it all down.
A suggestion for that, I don't know, I'm a really big Google Drive fan, and I've got the apps on my phone so that I can access it from like my computer, my phone. As long as I'm logged into my Gmail account, I can pull up my document anywhere. And so it's got like the Google spreadsheet and all that. I use it all the time at work. It's phenomenal to keep track of everything.
Oh, see, I need to just like look into this stuff because I always hear about it and it sounds so amazing, but I just don't do it for some reason. So you set up, it's just like a mobile doc basically that you use?
Yeah. So if you use Gmail, like up in the corner, it's got those like little box things. It's like 9 little boxes, and you hit that and you go to Google Drive.
Yeah.
And you just hit create, like document, spreadsheet, whatever, and they're almost identical to Word.
Okay.
Or Excel or whatever.
Yeah.
And then it just like manually updates it, or you can share it amongst others, and everybody can, edit at the same time. I wasn't a huge fan until I'm with my current position, and they use Google Docs all the time. So I was forced to get on board. And now I could totally do without Microsoft.
Oh, that's good to
know. And I like it because I can pull it up anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, oh, not one of those, oh, crap, I don't have my laptop with me. Nope, just hit my app, and there's my document.
Okay. So it's
phenomenal.
Through Gmail, though, on your phone?
What was that?
Is it through Gmail, like if you access it from your phone?
Yep, you just, if you have an Android phone, and I'm sure if you have an iPhone, just as long as you download the Drive app and connect it to your Gmail account, then you can pull it all up.
That is
obviously it's a little bit harder to edit on your phone.
Yeah.
But like how I kept track of my meals for the 21-day fix, like, oh, what did I have planned today? Or what have I already eaten because I don't want what I had planned for dinner? I could quickly pull it up and like see what my color codes were and not even be at home.
And you could make the doc like on your desktop and then save it and then access it from your phone, obviously, too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, well, and that's the nice thing is you don't even have to save the doc anywhere. It saves it all on your Gmail account.
Okay.
And so, you know how many, like, I'm famous for would X out of Microsoft or just shut down my laptop without even paying attention, not save anything I just did?
Yeah.
Google Drive automatically saves all of that. You type 3 letters on there, it saves it.
Okay.
As an untitled document with those 3 letters. And you never, ever had to hit save.
That's awesome.
It's glorious.
I'm going to have to mess around with that. I have a lot like in my notes app on my phone, but I have like 500 notes now and I can't even like, it's ridiculous. That's a really good tip. Thank you for sharing that. We might have more questions in the future on that.
Well, if you do, let me know because I've gotten pretty good at Google Docs.
Awesome.
I have a question. Come Wednesday nights, well, actually Mondays, you're kind of checking your back office to see if you have any alerts coming up and losing people or maybe possibly going to lose rank. Now, my brother is a coach under me. Can I look at his information instead of me going, Rob, did you check your back office? Do you have any? How do I know if he's in danger? That means that I'm in danger.
Yeah, if you go to your like your sponsorship drill down, you should be able to click on his name, like that little plus box by his name.
Okay.
And that should open up all the coaches he has under him.
Okay, and that will tell me if they're
active or inactive.
Or if they're on the verge of being inactive.
Yeah. Yep. It'll be red if they're going to go inactive that week.
Okay, because I know Leah always talks about check your red alerts, and I always go to my back office to the first screen on the lower left where it says you have 2 sponsored coaches, you have 2, or whatever. But nothing's ever red there. But that's in the drill down?
That's in the drill down, yeah. I use the drill down pretty much for everything because it tells you the coaches you have, what leg they're on, if they're active or inactive, with how many Success Club points they have. And you can, all of your personally sponsored coaches, you can click to see who they've also sponsored as well. And so then you can see if they're in jeopardy of losing rank or whatever it may be. So it's just a nice way to keep track of your team too. You just can't see like your coaches. Like it stops. Like you would see Rob's coaches, but you wouldn't see who those coaches have sponsored. But that's for him to worry about. You know, that's his team too. So.
Okay.
But yeah, as long as you keep track of your team that way, that's a good way to do it.
Okay.
You can also too click on like the actual name of the person in the sponsorship drill down and see like when they signed up as a coach, their last order date. You can see their coach ID number if you ever need it for something. It has all of their like coaching info in there too.
Okay. Yep.
It's like the one area I know really well. So
it's like Leah will email me or text me, do you know you have 2 coaches that are going to be inactive? And I said, yes, I know that. But how do you know that, you know?
Well, and I know Beachbody does send out emails. Like I'll get emails if like people on my team are going to go inactive, but it'll also show like if my coaches are going to go inactive, I'll get an email and it shows that too. So you should get those periodically. I don't know how often they send them out. I don't think it's a weekly thing, but I think it's once they get to the end of like being 5 weeks without like paying their service fee or like ordering Shakeology or something, you'll get an email.
Okay.
Does everyone know how to view their sponsorship drill down? I know there's some new people, so I want to make sure. Good. Good. Trying to think. I feel like I had something else I wanted to talk about, but now I'm losing it. Oh.
Talk about challenge groups.
Yeah. I know our last call, we talked about getting the group formed like the week before and getting that all figured out. But the more I keep thinking about it, if we, form a group, we add all the coaches to it, and then say we have to split the group in 2 or 3, I would just hate for a bunch of people to start adding challengers to that group and then having to remove them to put in another group. So I'm thinking if we have the groups figured out and all documented in the pinned post on the team page by Saturday, like Saturday night, that should be enough time for us. I can have a cover photo set and ready to go that we can all use, but then come Sunday, we don't have to wait till like 11 o'clock Sunday night to figure it out. Like we can do it right away, Saturday, Sunday in that time frame. So I'm thinking if we can just all commit to getting our people on that post to, figure out how many are in each group by Saturday, and then we can just go from there and get the groups formed. If that sounds okay with you guys. Good. Some people look confused. I think I saw Amanda's eyebrow raise. Like, what? I just think it'll be better than shuffling people around. I don't know. I want to be more organized with it, but it's like I don't want to do things too soon where we're having to like I said, shuffle people around. So
in the pinned post, the Success Club pinned post in Inspire Empire.
Yes.
So like the next challenge group starts 2/19, right?
16. I think that's Monday.
Oh, okay. I know I didn't see one built there, so I just put the heading in and added the first person I sold to. So we're just going to put everybody there.
Yep.
And then wait and see how many we get and decide how to split it up from there.
Yep.
And then I just I think I looked at the calendar and put the Mondays or the start of the week for posting.
Awesome.
Week there as well. I didn't put any coaches' names there because obviously if we have 2 groups, then we're going to need more.
Yeah. No, thank you for doing that. That's actually perfect. So like if you're a coach and you're adding someone to that document and you see like the group hasn't even been like listed on there yet, go ahead and make a heading for it, list your people and get it started. Like feel free to do that anytime. Don't wait for like Leah or someone to do it. Just go ahead and edit that. That's just a working doc for all of us. So
I did tell Leah I would be willing to learn how to set up the challenge group this next one.
Okay.
She said she would help me during this week. So the one that's coming up on February 16th, I'll touch base with her and try to go through the steps of setting it up so that I can teach that to Lori too. So
Awesome.
and that way we can, and I don't think we kind of watched that presentation that she did, or, you know, when she let us share the screen with her, but it was hard to see really. I think you have to almost do it to
Absolutely.
get all the steps down.
Absolutely. Yeah, once you do it once, I think you'll be good. Like, the biggest thing is just, like, adding the correct files to it, you know, getting the cover photo and then adding people. Like, it's not too bad, but it's like you said, once you do it yourself, you'll be good.
Right, because there's some of those documents that you have in the file section that you just carry forward from challenge group to challenge group, right? Like the posting guide. And
Yeah. Well, the posting guide, we just keep it in the Inspire Empire page, but like in the actual challenge group, we'll post like the 21-day fixed meal files and grocery lists and different things like that in those files. But yeah, we'll all work off that same, like in the Inspire Empire page and like in Leah's team page, she has that 30-day posting guide with the preseason or whatever. That's the one that we'll be using for all the groups.
Okay, and then I don't know if you saw, I posted a question in Fit Formation today about one of my personally sponsored coaches has a bunch of guys that want to do P90X. And she was asking if there's a posting guide she could use that's more not geared towards weight loss so much, but more like building muscle mass and more of a masculine kind of diet-related posting guide.
And when you log into your back office, if you go, let me look.
Is it in the sales and marketing section?
Yes. There is a posting guide for all of our programs in there. Let me just look to make sure that one's in there for sure. It should be. But like for like Insanity Max, I did a group just for that program, and I pulled the challenge group posting guide from the Beachbody website, and it was awesome. It comes with pictures. It tells you what to post each day, and it's geared more towards that program versus like a broad group. So
just go in sales and marketing in the back office.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. Sorry, my computer's being slow. But yeah, it should be under sales and marketing, and then I think under products from there, and then it lists all the products. So if you clicked on P90X, I think it says like challenge group guide or like posting guide or something along that line, and you can view it in Word or PDF. But you can pull the info right from there for every day. But I know the guides go, like P90X is a 90-day program, so the guide will go 90 days.
Holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, you can look at it and tweak it and like shorten it to like 30 or 60 days if you'd like. But if you have enough people that want to do P90X, like maybe shorten it to like 60 days.
Well, and I told Sarah too, if she's going to do a P90, and not just necessarily for guides, but more not like the posting guide we have, but I said I would probably open it up to the other coaches and just let them know that you're running it. Because she said she didn't mind setting it up and maintaining it, but I said, well, sometimes there might be guys in other groups that might, in other coaches.
Yeah.
That might be interested in it too. So I would open it up versus just running it for yourself and having only one or two people in it. You're not going to have very hot participation.
Yeah. You can even post like say in Royal Republic and just say, hey, I've got a few people interested in P90X. I'm thinking of starting a group for it. Anyone else have anyone you think you would want to add and do this group with me? Like, it doesn't have to even be within like Inspire Empire, Team Fit Formation. It can be like as big as Royal Republic too. And that's kind of a nice way to branch out and meet other coaches and, see how they do things as well. So
I think I did post a question too in Royal Republic Diamonds.
Okay. Perfect. Wow, I haven't had anyone interested in P90X at all. Like that one's like the first program. That's crazy.
Did I daydream this? There's Les Mills going out.
Is what?
Is the Les Mills programs, are those going away? I thought I read that somewhere.
Yeah, eventually, which is really sad. The agreement Beachbody has with like the Les Mills pump company, I don't know exactly what they're called, but their agreement ended and they couldn't negotiate like a newer contract, so they're just kind of ending their relationship. So once we sell out of Les Mills Pump and Les Mills Combat, I think, and Body Beast, I think we're done with those. So if you want those programs, snatch them up. I don't know how long they'll last, but at least the next few months.
I just got my pump yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about ordering Combat too, just for that reason. I have pumps, but somebody else asked me about it as well, and I said I thought if they were going to order it, they should do it sooner than later.
Mm-hmm. We're not supposed to tell people that we're going, ending our agreement with them, but just kind of as coaches, we know that. So.
Okay.
Anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
For the Lean and Clean group, I can close that down, and I know Leah went over it quickly last week, but do you just basically go in and remove each member, and then you remove yourself last, and then is that all you have to do, or is there something else you have to do too?
No, yeah, you remove each member and then do yourself last, and then that'll end up just like deleting the group altogether once you remove yourself at the end.
Okay.
Thanks for doing that, and thanks for picking up the slack that last week.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
If you didn't notice that, I don't know that people would have right away, so thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. One other quick question. I don't know if you saw in the Inspire group today, I posted about, I have a girl and she actually ended up signing up, but she doesn't want to start a challenge until mid-March because she has other stuff going on, but she just wanted to get everything ordered so she's ready to go.
Okay.
And so I'm just not sure how to handle that since she probably won't start until it will be like, basically I think she wants to do like a March 16th start date. So then she needs to probably cancel. Or I don't know, like if she can go on hold or something. So then that way.
She can put her Shakeology on hold. Like she signed up as a preferred customer with like the Shakeology Home Direct.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she can call Coach Relations and just have them put it on hold for a month.
Okay.
She'll get her initial order of it, but I think she can put it, I don't know how long she can put it on hold. I know it can be for at least a month though.
Okay. Does then will she get charged the $15 monthly thing? Or
I think so. Yeah, I think she would still be charged that monthly fee though.
So then if she wanted to just cancel it, she'd have to cancel it, and then it'd be harder for her to join back on if she wants to just order Shakeology again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it would be easier for her to just stay on with it, even though she'd have to pay that $15 fee. Because I think as a coach, if you let yourself go inactive, first, however many, say you went inactive for 3 months and you canceled your Shakeology or whatever, to come back on as a preferred customer, you have to pay the fees that you didn't pay for those last 3 months. So you'd have to pay $45 to make yourself active again.
Oh,
is what I was told. So it's just might be easier to keep her on.
Devin, also, if they have to pay $5 because if they cancel completely, then they can't become a preferred customer for 6 months. They
Yeah. That's right too.
Okay.
I have some that have, I think it's month 3 right now that they've been just inactive. So it's at least 3 months that they can go inactive and not have their 50-point value.
Okay, so they're just kind of sitting out there not getting Shakeology, but they're doing, they're just paying that $15 a month to stay inactive.
Yeah. Then be careful because then if you're trying to have certain number of coaches for range, they don't count for you. But for me, my mom put it on hold, and so I just ordered Extreme on her account, so that she would be active for this month so that I make sure that I have 4 active coaches on each leg.
Okay.
I had to do that last month too. I think it was one of mine, has her Shakeology on hold. So I just contacted her too and asked if I could order something for 50 PV. And so I got refreshed, a 3-day refresh, and that kept her active. So because she has her Shakeology on hold too. I think she said 3 months was like the magic number.
Like when they challenge pack, like start your shake right away. You can start it right away, because if they like wait through preseason and until it starts, all of a sudden it's almost like 3 weeks and they haven't touched it yet. And then they're going to get another shipment, and then they're going to be like, oh, I have so much, I have to put it on hold, and they're going to put it on hold right away. So it's like, no, just start that right away. Like first day you get it, start drinking it.
That's a good point, Megan.
Yeah, because I get obsessed with that, because then people are like, oh, I have so much. It's like, I know, but keep buying.
Except I had one of my challengers who, she got her shipment and had to work. I think it was nights, and so she said she took all her stuff with her to work. And she texted me and said something about making a shake, and I'm like, if you don't have a blender ball and something to mix with it, I wouldn't just recommend mixing your strawberry Shakeology and water and drinking it for your first experience with no ice, and be like,
yeah.
I don't think that would be a good start for the program. But it's funny, she's like a week into it already, and she really is liking the Shakeology, and she forgot it for work today, and she was devastated. I'm like, that's why I always keep like an envelope or two in my desk.
Yeah. I have like stockpiles wherever I go. I feel like my purse, my desk, my closet, our cupboards, like it's just like everywhere.
The people at work really don't like looking at the green.
Yeah. And don't ever let your green sit in the container without rinsing it out for like a day, because when you do and you open it up, it seriously reeks. Like it smells so bad.
Yeah, I just ordered a new shaker bottle too, because I noticed with mine, sometimes I drink it on the way to work and leave the container in the car, and
totally me.
It tastes like, I don't care if I would put water or what. I've tried washing it with vinegar. It tastes like bananas. So I ordered a new one.
Yeah. You can actually order like a 6-pack of shakes or shaker cups for, I think it's pretty cheap, like $15 or something. It's not too
Probably a good idea. Then you could use them for a giveaway thing too if you needed it.
Anyone else have any questions?
I have a quick question. I think I ask this all the time. But when you have like someone sign up as a challenger and then they say, oh, my spouse or my fiance or boyfriend or whatever started drinking the shakes too, what's the cheapest way of going about it? And it is to buy a challenge pack, correct? Like another one, because you're going to get a new workout and you're going to get to be on like the discounted shake price and not have to, I don't know. I just always never know how to explain it to the people because they just bought a pack.
What I say is like, say if it's like their husband that signs up, I just tell them, you know what, like if your husband wants to sign up, have him buy a challenge pack because he can get a program for $10 more than the shakes, but you can have that husband signed up under your person. So they would actually make commission back on that challenge pack, like probably like $50.
Okay.
So they would be getting Shakeology for a month, and then whatever fitness program it is, like 21 Day Fix, you know, with the commission they get back, they would probably get it for like $90.
Okay.
$90. So that's the way to do it. And it's kind of nice to do it that way because then they see like, wow, I just made $50 off my own husband. You know, maybe I should be a coach. You know, like that was great. And that's kind of a nice segue into coaching too.
Okay. And
like, they have to have like a certain amount of their back office stuff set up though in order to be able to take an order?
If they sign up as a preferred customer, or, it's the same process as signing up as a coach. So if they sign up that way, all they have to do is, if they want like a direct deposit for the commission, fill out their banking info back there, but otherwise they don't have to do anything to make commission.
Okay.
Speaking of direct deposits, can you have your check deposited into your savings?
I think if you give them or fill out your savings account info.
Because I went on there today, I have it going into my checking. I went on there today and it has a drop down arrow, but it just stays on checking. There's no other option other than
Oh,
checking.
really?
Yeah.
I guess, I don't know for a fact, but I just assumed if you could put because I know like my savings account has like a checkbook that comes with it. Like my routing number and account number for my savings account, if I just put that in there, I guess I assume you could do that, but maybe not.
I wonder if I just change the account number.
Yeah.
And
Maybe
it'll
it'll
go into
that.
the savings. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be nice. Then I wouldn't want to spend it immediately.
I know.
Like, oh, extra money is sweet.
Yeah, we were talking about that when the tax documents came out. I feel like I spent 3 times what it was that I made.
I just had my tax appointment today, but my person is like adding up all my receipts for me because I'm a procrastinator and didn't do it before I got there, and now he's doing it. But we'll
Or
see.
are you able to, can you write off like your quarterly fee?
Mm-hmm.
Because you wouldn't have that if you were a coach. So that quarterly fee you should be able to write off on any of the giveaway items that you have.
Yeah, you can write off your quarterly fee, your monthly fee. If you have a husband or spouse signed up under you and they're getting Shakeology, you can write that Shakeology off because technically you could be using it for samples. You can write off anything you buy for your office. You can write off a portion of your internet bill, a portion of your phone bill. You can claim a portion of like your square footage of your house because it's your home office. You can claim, like if you buy new workout clothes or shoes. I claimed my plane ticket to Florida from last October. Basically anything that has to do with this business, you can claim it.
To do a better job this year, I did start a file folder. So it's like I've given away a few of those blenders, and so the postage related to mailing those, if I had to, I just stuck all those receipts in there.
Yeah. And and this was just me being unorganized again, but I printed off all my bank statements from when I started last March and just went through and highlighted like every cost, I put towards Beachbody with like our fees that we pay and, challenge packs that I've gotten and just different things. So turns out you can claim a lot. I was kind of surprised.
And then speaking of taxes, is there a certain amount that you have to make in order to have a 1099?
Yeah, well, I asked my person because I didn't make a ton this last year, but he said, like, as far as putting money aside that you would possibly have to pay in, he said do 25% of your net income.
Okay.
So not your total income, but your net, which I was kind of a little confused how to figure that out. But so I don't know, to break it down, like say you made like $500 one week, your net income would be $400. So 25% of that is like $100. So you would just want to put that aside. And then at the end of the year, you would count that, you add that up, and then you would add in whatever you claimed. And so you might have to pay in a little bit or you might not, like depending on what you all spend towards your business. But if you're not making too much off the bat, you won't have to pay anything in at all.
Okay.
But I think
but regardless, with Beachbody, we do a 1099 at the end.
Like you should have gotten a form in the mail.
Okay, I didn't because I didn't have any sales from it.
Well, that's perfectly fine.
$600. I think you have to make $600 before you'll get a 1099.
Okay, yes, that's right. You didn't get anything, Lori?
I haven't gotten anything from Beachbody in the mail.
Okay.
And I looked back and I didn't make a heck of a lot, but I made over $400.
Yeah.
And I talked to one of my friends that's an accountant, and he said even if you don't get a 1099, you still have to claim whatever it is that you made.
Yeah. Because I got one, but my husband didn't get one for his account. So I just went into the back office and clicked on commissions.
That's what I did.
Yeah, and I just printed that off
Okay.
and brought it, and it was fine.
That's what I'm going to have to do too, because I don't think Jeff had any earnings in 2014. I did, and I got a form, so.
Okay. That's good. This next year will be different for all of us, though. So, yay.
Well, it's kind of good to know though about his Shakeology. I mean, he is drinking some of it, but honestly, he usually has a stockpile, and I've been using his for samples.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, not to be like lie about it, but that extra month of Shakeology, just say it's samples, just to keep them active.
I had a question about Shakeology. If you do, because my husband, obviously he gets his monthly order too, and he doesn't drink it all up. Can he still stay active even as an Emerald coach without Shakeology, as long as like if I bought like a different program or a 3-day refresh or something one month?
Yeah. Yeah, as long as he has 50 PV each month, he's active. So and Shakeology is worth 90, so he doesn't have to get Shakeology to stay active. It's just an easy one to pick because it's automatic every month. And typically people drink it anyway or want samples, but if you want to cancel his Shakeology, just make sure that you're ordering something under him each month to get him to 50 personal volume points.
Okay, perfect. That was my question, was like if you're actively coaching. But, all right, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and when you're shopping too, on the website and you're logged in as a coach, it'll tell you what each product is worth as far as personal volume points. It'll say right by the price, whatever the PV is for that product. So you can gauge it that way.
Cool.
And people I know, Leah told me in the beginning too, so if I want something like the step or, more weight plates or whatever, and my husband is a coach that I control his account, I place those orders through him so that I get the commission back on it.
Yeah. Yep. And the volume too, because, it just trickles up through you anyway. So it's like you can double dip that way. Anyone else have any questions?
All right. Last one. Did we name the challenge group for?
No, we brainstormed a little bit, and I had kind of had my idea was what was it? Take your body back or something along that line, or get your life back. Leah mentioned something about being heart healthy because of Valentine's Day. And then Tara mentioned something about whittle your middle, which I thought was cute. Mm-hmm. And then I think the last thing I saw was train hard for a healthy heart, or train smart for a healthy heart, or something like that. So I thought that one was pretty good, but we haven't officially named it yet.
Okay.
But I don't know if you were on, Megan, when we talked about it, but I was talking about the challenge groups and how last week we said we would try to get them formed, the week before, so people can start adding people right away. Were you on when I was talking about that?
Yeah, and that we'll try to do today?
Yeah, by Saturday, just so that we're not shuffling people back and forth. So, yeah, that's the plan. You cut out a little bit, Megan.
Hey, my phone sucks. I was just saying I information emails, so I was going to send, and I usually say, I will add you to your group called blah.
Yeah.
Saturday.
I mean, we can go train smart for a healthy heart. Is everyone okay?
Train smart for yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. I like it.
Ubi.
Huh?
I'm yelling. Sorry, I was yelling at the dogs.
Oh, I was like, wait, what?
The terrorist.
Kind of like my mom's dog that just sits and growls by me every time I'm on the computer.
He
She's
likes
not good.
magazines.
Poor Leah with her dog. I often post and just like, oh my god. Dog's like a terrorist.
Yeah, he is high energy.
Does Leah have a boxer?
She has like is it a terrier or like
Jack Russell, yeah.
a what?
Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I saw a couple of her posts and I thought, oh yeah, that's gonna be my dog. He ate foam, and we think some of that. He ate foam last weekend, and then on Saturday or Sunday, like that black stuff that you put down to prevent your weeds coming up, he tore it out of the flower beds and ate it.
Oh my gosh.
So we've been at the vet nonstop for 2 weeks.
Yuck.
But then, of course, he's like vomiting all over my floor.
Yeah, that's not fun.
Right? Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Well, we can wrap it up. We ended kind of earlier than last week, so that's good. We made it out at a good time. If anyone has any questions, definitely post them in our team page or message one of us or whatever you want to do. Otherwise, just keep kicking butt. Everyone's, I think, for the most part, got points on the board this month so far, and just keep it rolling.
So you said the next challenge group you want called Train Smart for a Healthy Heart?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I'll let Leah know, and she said she will walk me through it. Then we'll try to get that going as soon as I can.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you all. Have a good night.
Bye.
Good night.